So it costs money.
Yeah.
And I'm still not happy.
It's like
I did that.
Yes, definitely. I'm scared.
I'm sure people are getting mad.
No, but I hope you understand what we're trying to
You know
say.
what she means. You know it.
Breek het ijs.
Okay, so today we're doing a video together, and that's not something we do usually.
We actually haven't done any of these videos like for YouTube.
No, right?
Yes.
We only do like reels together and everything. But the thing is that we love creating content together, but actually we're very close friends.
Yeah.
I live in the Netherlands. I live 3 hours away from Savannah.
Yes.
And it's always nice to meet up, catch up,
Definitely.
and just hang
It
out.
would be even nicer if we lived a little bit more close together, but
Absolutely.
nevertheless.
That would be
I think we
amazing.
still do great in seeing each other, like for example, close friends from me here.
Yeah.
I don't even see them like once a year, and I see you like a lot more.
True.
So if you put in effort in a friendship,
You can make it work.
Oh yeah.
No, the thing is, I was thinking about it today, and I think it's a very cool thing that we went to so many different like cities together.
Yeah.
But it's so good to see you
Yeah.
again. Today we do something like a mini Q&A kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
with some private questions and then more fitness related questions.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be very interesting for you guys.
Absolutely. So I wrote down 6 questions for Savannah, and she did the same thing for me. 3 questions are just normal private questions, and 3 questions are more gym and fitness related.
My first question for you is, you have been like a gymnastic girl
Yeah.
for a very long time at a very young age, and you have also done this on a very high level. Was it also professional?
It was very professional,
Okay.
yeah.
So you've done this for such a long time, since you were a kid, because you had like a 6-pack and so, which is absolutely crazy. Do you think that this has an influence right now on your gym lifestyle, or mentally, physically? Do you find any, like it gave you any strength or disadvantages in your life?
Yeah, it absolutely does.
Okay.
Absolutely, yeah. It's not that I started from nothing. Like, when I started with fitness, that was after my gymnastics career. I was already quite muscular because I used to train 32 hours per week. So in the morning, so in the morning I went to the gymnastic club to train 2.5 hours. Then I went to school, and then I could leave a bit earlier so I could train in the afternoon. And I did that like every day in the week, and on Saturdays we had a day off. So you can imagine that my physique was already quite developed at a very young age. If we look at, did it do something for my physique and also discipline related? Absolutely,
Yeah.
it did help me a lot. But yeah, I had to put like the work in it myself. So
Yeah,
it's not
you
that
totally earned it.
Exactly,
That's for
yeah.
sure.
The thing is that most of the time people tell me like, yeah, but you did gymnastics. And I'm like,
It's like
I did that. It's not that someone gave it to me.
you were not born in the gymnastic.
Exactly. Yeah, it did really help me.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Why did you start with fitness, and how old were you?
I was, I guess, around 18 years old, because I was still in school when I started with fitness, and back then it was just like not really a big thing as it is right now. I've always been a very sporty girl. Before fitness, I've played 10 years of basketball, and then when I was little I did like judo, and I even did some soccer for a very short period of time.
Really? So you tried out different
Yeah,
sports?
but like for 3 months, because it was too cold. It was in winter time. I was
It was too cold!
standing there like, this is not for me. I played basketball for 10 years, and then I was, you know, a little bit done with it, even though I really loved playing basketball. And I was more like searching for a sport where I can really, you know, work on myself, for myself. And, you know, fitness is a very, I would say, lonely sport.
True, yeah, you have to do it for only you. Yeah.
So yeah, I remember I came across a picture of Michelle Lewin.
Okay, yeah,
She's been my idol forever, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna try to look like her one day. And so this is where it started, actually.
I love that.
we are almost 10 years going strong.
Oh my gosh. Savannah and I got to know each other from a company we worked at.
Yeah.
It was a fitness company, a clothing company.
Yeah.
And we quickly fell in love. No, we quickly became friends. I looked up to you. Is that how you say it? I looked up to you.
Yeah.
It feels like it's not.
Was it like an inspiration?
It doesn't feel like that was proper English, but I really always looked up to you.
Yeah. That's
Really,
so nice.
like even when I went to FIBO for the first time ever in 2015, I was 16, and you were there with the brand.
Yeah, that could be possible.
The fitness brand we worked at together.
Mm-hmm.
And then back then I wasn't an influencer at all. I didn't do anything like that. I was still in high school. I was 16.
Yeah.
I was visiting FIBO with my father, and I saw Savannah walking to like the entrance of FIBO, and I was like, Dad, that's Savannah, that's Savannah.
That's Savannah.
And he was like, yeah, that's Savannah. And I was like, yeah, that's Savannah. So it's very funny because I looked up to you a lot, and I still do, because you are amazing. I'm very proud of you, and you accomplished amazing things.
Stop it!
No, seriously, I'm very proud, and I think that it's also very good to say that to each other, because I am. So good
likewise.
job. Good job.
Really, likewise.
That's cute.
Yeah. Even though you were not an influencer back then, I think what you have accomplished in the past couple of years is also really amazing.
Okay, next question.
Next question.
Next question.
Yeah. I've got them here in my head. So, what does your dream life look like? And do you have like someone specifically you look up to, like with a specific lifestyle that you think like, oh my god, I would dream to be in this person's life? Do you understand the question?
I do understand. Sorry, I do understand it. The thing is that it's very hard to answer that, because I really don't want to live anyone else's life.
Okay, but that's an answer.
That's an answer.
Excellent.
But an ideal view on my future life would be staying together with my boyfriend, Michał. We're together for 7.5 years. Hopefully we will marry someday. Hopefully.
I hope I will be invited.
Is that even a question? So I hope to be lucky enough to have 2 or maybe 1 or 2 healthy kids.
Yeah.
So then I am very into saving a lot of money with my company at the moment. I'm really trying to invest the money in the right way. So I prefer to keep on investing on property.
Yeah.
So as you know, I recently bought an office space they are building at the moment. And I really have the dream to start like a personal training fitness studio in the town I live in. I would love to buy like vacation home on Bonaire where my father lives, and make it like an Airbnb, so I get like an income from those things instead of only social media.
That's a wise.
So that's like I want to like invest it wisely. And besides that, we're working on my fitness app as well, and hopefully in the future that will be a very big thing. So we can always dream and work very hard for it. So business-wise, that would be like amazing if that would happen. I don't have like the dream to live in a specific house or apartment, but I do need a garden because I want my 2 golden retrievers. I can't wait for that, but I'm not in the right like moment of my life to get dogs, because you need to invest
It's basically like a child.
It is, but I'm sure people are getting mad because we're comparing dogs to children now.
But I hope you understand what
you know what she means. You know it. When I get a dog, I wanna give that dog, like those 2 dogs, the best 12 to 15 years they will like have. Yeah. And I will spend so much time with them and on them and everything, and that's my dream life, I guess.
Okay. Sounds amazing.
Thank you.
I hope we will be able to accomplish everything, and
I hope so too.
That the golden retrievers will also be coming on your path someday.
We even have names. Seriously.
That's already a good start. Because I have a bunny here who is
nameless.
Who's nameless, basically.
Yeah, it is.
Because still I cannot decide yet.
So if you have a name for her bunny, please comment under the video, and please let me know. It's a male, right?
It's a male.
It's a male. So Give us a bunny name. Ooh.
Ooh.
Name 2 pros and 2 cons of your social media experiences.
I will start with the negative ones.
Tell me.
So the negative ones are you're seen by so many hundred thousands of people online, if not millions. You know, people like look with the big, how do you say it, like the big glass where they can zoom in on
Absolutely.
you, on everything you say, on everything you do, on how you look. And you know, sometimes it's a lot to deal with that people have always an opinion, like always. Even if you're doing great or
they will always find something.
Yeah, they always find something, and sometimes it's really a lot to handle. And I know that you should be able to like push this aside and not care at all, but that's easier said than done. So this is definitely one of my things which I find difficult at times with social media.
Yeah, I understand.
And then another one is that it's like a non-stopping job.
Yeah.
I think it's one of the jobs that really is a lot underestimated. People that are not into social media don't really know like all the work that goes into creating content, to think of creating content ideas, to editing, to, you know, engaging with your community and everything else that comes with it. Custom service, everything. It's just also
going
people,
to photo shoots, video shoots.
Yeah, and people always want another update of you. And I find it very difficult sometimes to, you know, keep up with that and still live my private life, because I'm the person that doesn't like to share everything on social media, you know?
Of course.
So yeah, those are my, I would say, negative ones. And then the positive ones, first of all, it's such a great place to connect with people,
Absolutely.
to build your brand, to build your community, to make new friendships actually. And yeah, the fact that you can inspire someone on the other side of the world by just being yourself and sharing your journey or your life, I think it's just amazing.
It is super amazing.
Yeah.
For sure.
And then another one is like the opportunities that come with it, because never ever could I have dreamed of that this would turn into my job.
Yeah.
What actually started as when I was an 18-year-old girl. I started with fitness because, as I said, I was just a super sporty girl. I love doing sports, and I never could have imagined that this would turn into my job. So yeah, I think this is pretty amazing and shows that if you're consistent with something, you can achieve amazing things. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. No, yeah. It's very hard to like really explain all the things we do behind the scenes. But the only thing that we want to do is to motivate you and to be with you on a positive platform where we can share our thoughts about fitness, health, and have a great community. So okay, cool. Come on,
Questions. Do you have any insecurities that you haven't really talked about yet on your socials, or something that you preferably keep for yourself, and are you open to share this with us today?
I do. As you said in the previous question, you don't want to, like, everyone on the internet who's following you has an opinion about you. So what I'm saying about like insecurities or body dysmorphia or anything, it always feels a bit like I'm not allowed to speak about it because of what I do. I'm doing modeling jobs, I'm doing cool things in that industry, and still it's not good enough. And I'm always a bit scared to talk about it because it's always like, yeah, but it can be way worse. Absolutely, it can be way worse, but that doesn't matter because I still feel like shit sometimes. So the thing is that, of course, I do have some insecurities. I have insecurities, or an insecurity about my nose.
Your nose?
Why?
Why? I don't see, honestly, I don't see anything wrong with your nose.
Thank you, but for me it's not like that because I really feel like it's very, very big, and I have that feeling since a very young age.
Girl, you wouldn't be asked for doing modeling jobs if you would have Pinocchio nose, okay?
And that's very kind, but still it's a feeling because you always have something for yourself.
Definitely.
So I really don't like my nose, but I'm trying to accept it as a like beautiful flaw, and I know people don't see it like that, but for me it is, and I don't want to like go to a surgeon and do something about it, because there will be always something you don't like about yourself, and then it will be like a never-ending story, because it will always be.
Have you been
always
bullied with your nose?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So this shows once again, honestly, it's only you.
Honestly, that's not really true. Bullied is a big word, but I do remember that sometimes friends could say something like, it's more like a slide. On Snapchat back then, they drew a puppet on my nose. So there was a photo of the side of my head, and they drew a puppet on my nose that it was like sliding off. And I was very young, and I really don't know who did that, but it's something I still know
sort of
and still talk about when I'm 24 now, and I think that happened when I was 14. And I already had that insecurity, so I think it made it a bit worse. Yeah. But it's just a thing for myself, and I'm trying to see it as a beautiful thing, because it's a part of me, and I need to accept that. Besides that, I do struggle with body dysmorphia, as a lot of the girls in the fitness industry do, and I don't talk about it enough, just because I think it's a very hard subject to talk about, because as you said, people have their opinions on the internet, and it's already hard enough for me, and I have help for it, so I'm really trying to work on myself and to be better in my head about it. But still, it can be very bad sometimes, and I can have a lot of days where I can wake up crying because I don't see the things how people see me on the internet, and I see the absolute opposite, and I can really struggle with that. So I do have my insecurities, but I really try to love myself as I am.
It's great that you're taking action for this, and that you're trying to, instead of, contacting a surgeon to fix your nose, which should absolutely be ridiculous, if I can be honest, that you search for help in another way. Yeah. To, to look at those things in another perspective.
Absolutely. True. I think that too, as after I would plan to do my nose, there would be something else I would dislike. And then the next step is, what am I going to do about that now?
And before you know, your whole look has transformed, and you're
I'm still not happy.
yeah, definitely.
So it costs money.
Yeah.
And I'm still not happy, and it's just that as I said, it's a never-ending story, and that will not work eventually. But I do have my insecurities, but still working on loving myself more, and I know it's a thing in my head. I'm very aware of that, but it doesn't make it easier. Okay, next up for you. Who are you scared that when you're lucky enough to get pregnant one day, what will happen to your body after your pregnancy? It's a very specific question.
Yeah, it's a very specific one, but I'm gonna be honest in this, and yes, definitely I'm scared, and because everyone is different, and I do follow a lot of amazing moms, women that have become a mom recently. Sometimes you see that within the first year they get back to their original shape, sometimes even better, and this gives me like, oh, okay, it's possible, and it gives me trust, some or how would I say it, like a good feeling inside,
like it's really
that I feel like, okay, I should not be too worried, but deep inside it's living there. The feeling of, will I look completely different? Will I look the same as I used to? Will I need to start over like completely again? Will I have like the courage
and the discipline to
start over again? And I think that's the biggest question for me, because I know how hard I've worked to get where I am right now. Sure, my desire to have kids is so big, even though it's not for right now, but I really want to have two kids. One day it will be reality, and I will just need to take it as it comes. But I will for sure try to train as long as possible during the pregnancy, and and as soon as possible pick up my usual routine again, and then try to combine everything. If possible.
It makes sense.
I think if I have a little bit of luck, my mom has put 3 kids on this world, and she doesn't have any, how do you say?
Like stretch marks?
No, not at all.
Oh, really?
Not at all.
Isn't it like a thing that it's also genetic? So with
I
stretch
believe
marks
so.
and everything?
I definitely believe so.
Okay, that's You're a lucky girl. And
I
otherwise,
would not say that yet. We
okay,
will see that.
and
but
otherwise you have like some beautiful marks to remember your beautiful
that's also true.
Yes, it's a
Yeah. You see this a lot on social media, and sometimes I question myself, like, do they really embrace it, or is it just something
like
that they say? You know, I think if you see your child over there, and then you look at your stretch marks,
I think you're
like,
super proud.
It's all totally worth it.
Yeah.
But I think it's also a process of accepting it.
I think
because you've changed.
Yeah.
Forever.
True.
Basically, because stretch marks
and
are
also
stretch marks, and they cannot fade away.
Especially when you're very into fitness and a fitness model like you are, it's just a different way of accepting how you are changing after so many years of knowing how you looked and what the results were from training so hard and being very disciplined. So I can imagine that can be I think maybe a bit of like a scary thought for what will happen after your pregnancy. But I think you will be alright either way, because I always feel like when you have like your kids and you indeed look at them or think about them, that everything is worth it for them. So I know it's not that easy, because it's easier said than like really done in your head. But I do think that anyway, it's super worth it. All gonna be alright.
I think this is gonna be the final question for you. What is, according to you, the biggest fitness myth? I would say myth. What is the biggest myth within the fitness industry?
In my opinion.
I'm in your opinion.
A lot of things.
There are.
But I would say a very important one, which is fat reduction. Which means like thinking that you can lose fat in the areas you want to lose it. So like, hey Guusje, can you help me to lose some fat around this area so that's leaner, and then I have abs, you know, and then still have like the biggest glutes ever.
Or like here.
But like big fat glutes, like fat. But I do want to have like a very slim waist. And that's the whole thing. Like, there are a lot of exercises, training methods out there from not professional people who are telling you to do and then lose a lot of like fat around your waist, and that's just not a thing. Where you store your fat, let's say it like that, you don't choose that. That's something genetically, and you cannot like train for that. You can only have a very good nutrition, a good diet to lose fat, and that's most of the time key. And that together with training, consistency and dedication and discipline, a lot of discipline, you will lose fat, but you don't choose where you lose it the most. So
and usually where you store it like the most is also the last place where it will go away. All the videos you see on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok,
get a smaller waist.
Get a smaller waist. Do these exercises of 10
smaller
minutes,
arms, like
six-pack workout. It's a joke.
That's like how you reach that goal.
It's the full package.
It's the full package, but you cannot choose where to lose specific like fat areas or something. That's not a thing. So that's the biggest myth, in my opinion. You cannot choose where to lose. That's a good one. Oh, you don't like it?
You cannot choose
where to lose.
Let's
do it together. 3, 2, 1.
You cannot choose where to lose.
Oh, so bad. It's a myth. You cannot. Would love it. It would be so cool.
Yeah,
but
it
you
would
cannot.
be amazing.
Yeah. Okay, last question for you, and then we're done.
We're done.
Did you ever in your whole journey feel like you weren't feeling your positive and motivated self in fitness and nutrition? So like you felt a bit more down and not as happy as you usually were, and it was harder for you to keep on track, if that makes sense. Like, did you ever have that period of time?
When it comes to my nutrition and training, I actually have been pretty consistent over the past 10 years. Of course,
you can see that.
Thank you. Of course, I do have my days where I'm not motivated at all, but as I share very often on my socials, like, don't rely on motivation, because motivation is like, it goes, it comes, it goes. You really have to make it a consistency, and you create consistency through habits. So I've really made fitness a habit into my lifestyle. And yeah, of course, some weeks are better than other weeks, and some trainings are better than others. And I have my periods where I really don't, I would say, eat like how I should eat for optimal results, I would say. But you know, then that's also fine, you know, because I'm trying to balance everything in my life, and I'm trying to keep up with everything, and just trying my best, you know. And I can, if I can have like a general and clear look at myself, I can say for myself that I do great on this generally.
Oh, you do?
You know?
Yeah, I can tell.
Seeing the ups and the downs, like most of the time, I really do my best, and you know,
that's the only thing you can do.
So, but I really haven't been like in sort of feeling is super low or
that's
so.
also an answer. No, absolutely. I'm very happy for you that you didn't experience like a very dark period of time.
I've done a lot of competitions. You've also done competitions, so you know we just won. Okay, nevertheless, but you know all the work and prepping that goes into being stage lean. So I would say if that would be my life, like for the past 10 years, like that specific lifestyle, I would be in the darkest place, the darkest hole ever.
If you would compete still.
It's not sustainable. This is also why I quit competing a couple of years ago and found my balance right now. And I think this is also why I'm still doing it and just feeling great and enjoying it.
I think you're the example indeed, if I hear you. And please continue doing that because you're amazing.
I will try my best.
Do that. That's the only thing you can do. I think that were the questions for today, but I really did enjoy recording this video with you. It felt very natural, even though we're not speaking our own language, which is Dutch, which you probably can hear because we have an accent. But besides that, I hope you liked this video. I enjoyed it. Yeah, exactly, and got the message. We were just very honest in this video. I hope you all appreciate that because I don't see that in many places online, to be honest, still. And I would love for people to do that more because it would make them more relatable. But thank you so much for doing this together with me. I enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching my YouTube channel. I appreciate you all and hope you like the...
Hey, me too. I appreciate you too.
They appreciate you too. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe to Savannah, her channel as well, and hopefully see you next time.
Bye.